Good evening, Miss Carolyn.
Good evening.
Nice seeing you again.
Same here.
Have a seat. How have you been doing since our last meeting?
Good.
Been doing good?
Yeah.
Okay. So for this assessment, we're pretty much going to dive deeper into the issue. We're going to explore a little more deeper. So we're going to go in depth. I know one of the main issues you brought up last time, you started kind of having or experiencing problems once you started working in a fast-paced environment. I know you said you were working in the ER in Georgetown after you had your 3 children. Talk to me about that in terms of, because I know you said you worked there from 91, it was only a couple years, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when did you stop exactly? When did you kind of finish?
Start working in that area?
In that area.
Or in emergency rooms, period.
Emergency rooms, period. Was there another one you moved on to after?
Working in several emergency rooms. I stopped working in emergency rooms in 1994.
94, okay. And you started what year exactly again?
91.
91, okay.
Mm-hmm.
94. Okay. So after, what type of work did you do post the ER?
You mean after the ER?
After the ER, correct.
Still stayed in medical field somewhat, but worked in actual hospital administrative type of work. Billing, processing claims, things like that.
Okay. Was the schedule hectic? Not, of course, not as hectic as
no,
the
it's
ER,
pretty much
but
9
still,
to 5. It's straight 8 hours, 9 to 5,
Okay.
sedentary type job.
So not a lot of movement, just
None.
a lot of sitting down and being at the desk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What topics? I want to thank you again for filling out that 11-page questionnaire. What questions do you have regarding that stood out? Do you have anything that you want to kind of explore deeper? Any major concerns from any of those questions I asked?
No, I've seen some of them before. There was one that stood out that I was really surprised about. It asked about, do you have something like itchy ears?
Itchy ears, okay. That was one that I did see your scale level from 0 to 5.
Yeah.
That was the highest one.
Yeah, something about itchy ears. I'm saying, like, what does itchy ears and nutrition have to do with each other?
That's a very good. That's a very.
Because the dermatologist said, "Oh, it's eczema." So is it something other, or is it something in my diet that's causing itchy ears? I mean, that's just something that stood out. Some of the other questions I've seen before, and I know those are a general nutritional type questions that doctors ask and things like that. So that was just one that stood out a little bit.
Okay. Do you have any questions regarding today's session that you want to explore a little deeper?
No, I mean, I just, kind of like, I guess what we're looking at now is having habit forming situations. I mean, because my bad food choices have been what they are. So it's now, seen to see, I guess, in my head, are these reversible bad habits?
They definitely can be reversible. I've already seen you started making progress and making steps towards changing this lifestyle. I see you've started working with a personal trainer.
Right.
I see you've incorporated a lot of stretches, and one thing that did stand out that was a concern for me, your vegetable and your water intake. I think those 2 areas, we need to really work on those areas because it's very important, the vegetables and the water, especially with high blood pressure. That water intake.
Well, I have changed. I mean, working with this trainer, so he kind of indicated like a gallon of water. I cannot drink 128 ounces of water a day and try to sleep at night. So I've gone down to the basic recommended dose per person, 8 glasses of water per day, which is 64 plus ounces. So I drink a 33 ounce bottle of water twice a day, 33.8 twice a day. So I think my basic water intake has gotten better.
Okay, so it's gotten better from what it was before, because I know you used to drink sodas. So that's
no sodas really now.
No, but I'm saying before in the past.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you drink bottled water, or is it kind of
bottled water?
Okay. Be careful with bottled water, because the plastic, you freeze it, or do you keep it warm, room temperature?
Just
because
room temperature.
Okay. Because the plastic contains like cell and DNA altering agents, so I would advise you to kind of stay away from the bottled water. I would get like a container, or like try to get a Brita to be able to get like filtered water, or like spring water is perfect. Spring water is excellent to intake, and just keep.
Spring water is still in a bottle.
You could get it outside of a bottle. You could get it in a different. They have stores like Mom's, like organic stores, and even Whole Foods, where you could be able to purchase them in a different container. Or it could be in a plastic, but it won't have those same harmful effects that a plastic bottle from a normal water bottle would have.
Okay.
So I would opt to look into that, and I could give you some sources where you can actually go to be able to look deeper into that. But the vegetable intake, talk about that a little bit. Is it something that you don't like, or is it just something?
You mean like green leafy vegetables?
Green leafy vegetables.
Well,
dark.
when you one of the things when you eating on the go. Not that I'm a McDonald's. I'm just saying, just an idea of where I'm coming from. McDonald's, Burger King, and all those don't sell veggie sticks, So unless you technically, if you're sitting down eating a dinner meal, most times that's when I may consume vegetables, green leafy vegetables. Very rarely, unless I'm doing a salad or something at lunch. So that's a toss. Kind of a weird.
It's tough for a lot of people. I know what you're saying.
Unless I take a supplement.
Okay, we could, like I mentioned in the first assessment, we can explore that route, but I want to try to go the Whole Foods route. I think ideally you want to have a large portion of your meals as vegetables. So you have your section of protein, then you have your section of carbs, but the mass majority should be vegetables.
Okay.
You could even try some snacks as well, like kale chips could be a perfect snack on the go, as opposed to something, or even like raw vegetables as well, like broccoli, cauliflower, just different. And switching it up, because raw and cooked are both beneficial. They both have great effects on the body.
Right.
So it's good to get a good blend of both. Okay. Some other areas that stood out, I mentioned the physical activity is excellent. I see you've been working out 5 times a week. You've been incorporating some stretching in there, some cardiovascular, like walking. That's excellent. Keep that up.
Right.
That's excellent work there. Another area. So I know the main goal and the main reason you're seeking, this partnership that we have. You want to lose weight is the primary goal. So I think.
Well, the primary goal really is not even about the weight. It's more so about the medication that I take. So if I can reduce or not take the medication and also lose the weight, that's great. But but the weight I think has a factor on the medication. So the primary goal is not to have to take high blood pressure or like stomach medication. That's the goal. But to get to the goal, I have to lose the weight.
That's important. I'm not qualified to recommend you get it off. That's doctor recommend you with the medication for a reason. So I could only talk in the realm of the foods, the nutritional aspect of that. But with the continuing exercising, the incorporation of vegetables, cooked and raw, and just that constant in your diet, making it a way of life, can definitely help you
Okay.
get to that point. How ready do you feel? What's your confidence level in terms of starting this nutrition program that me and you're gonna create?
I'm ready. I mean, you know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not ready at all, 10 being absolutely ready to start immediately.
9.5. Are you
9.5?
prepare my foods?
9.5 is excellent.
Are you going to prepare my foods?
I can help you.
All right.
I can help you. I can definitely help you.
All right,
So
cool.
that's excellent. That's excellent. I know you have a good support system. You have a good family around you to help you
Right.
get to this point. Excellent. 9.5 is excellent. And I can definitely see that because with you having the personal trainer and already started, you're definitely on the right path in terms of where you want to be to reach your goal. Another thing that stood out was the acid reflux that you touched on as well, and the indigestion. So I wouldn't advise you, and I know you mentioned the water intake. You don't want to drink a lot of water before bed. Never want to do that because you don't want to go to sleep with a belly full of water. You want to kind of space it out. I would say I would recommend upon wake, drink a glass of water, and then constantly throughout the day, and then ideally after your meals because drinking the water or your drink prior to the meal is going to fill you up faster. So I would advise you wait until the end of your meal to consume the water, just to kind of keep you balanced.
I don't drink before.
You don't drink before?
No, I mean I kind of put myself on a schedule as far as the water throughout the day, but and that's because again, I'm older. And the later I drink, the longer I'm up, the more I'm up at night to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I have to map out my time as to getting that 60 some or 70 ounces of water in before like 7 o'clock. So anything after 7 o'clock, normally I'm not drinking or taking anything in after 7.
Gotcha, I hear you. Okay, excellent. So now we are going to we're gonna set up the next appointment. So I want to see you in 2 weeks. We're gonna continue with some more assessments, some more just examination stuff that we need to do, and then we're gonna see you in 2 weeks. Okay.
All right, good.
All right, excellent. So we'll set up the appointment and we'll get it booked up and get you taken
And
care
you're
of.
gonna
Okay.
prepare my meals, right?
I'm gonna definitely help you with that.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Nice to see you. You have a
All right.
great one. Take
All right.
care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.